Talk about diversification, man. You got a quote about this, and this is spot on with it.
Everything that I do, we started a real estate company to facilitate so we wouldn't pay rent to a landlord, we'd pay it to ourselves because we own laundromats. We started the real estate company, we started the software company to also help the laundromats. We don't diversify. And a famous quote that we have is we don't diversify. So a lot of people say you need to diversify. And a lot of times that ends up being diversifying, meaning you get to concentrating on so many different things that you don't come really successful at one thing. So you out there who already have 4 businesses and now you want to jump into the laundromats, I would say scale back your other businesses before you look to go into the laundromats, become the best at one thing. I have to keep my blinders on because new opportunities continue to be presented to me, and now I have the resources to invest in all sorts of opportunities. But I have to remember that I'm going to continue. I tell myself, duplicate the same thing. So I know laundromats in and out. I'm going to duplicate that and continue to duplicate that. I could start a fitness company, gyms. I could start, and I've thought about all these things, but I'm like, no, I know one thing. And once you have mastery of something, you're not having to make it up. Like for this interview, I don't have to make anything up about laundromats because I've
You know it.
immersed myself. I'm not good at talking about what I don't know about. But this thing, I've got so much experience from installation of the equipment all the way through to acquisitions and so on. But yeah, it's don't get to doing 12 different things haphazardly. Get to doing 1 or 2 extremely well. And that's what we try to do here.
Yeah, and that's what I do with our group with Action Academy. I sold all my real estate just to have the cash.
Yeah.
I'm not even investing the cash. I still have the profits from the real estate that I sold for 6-7 months ago, and I ain't touched it. I haven't even looked at it. I didn't do a 1031 exchange. Like we did some tax loopholes to where the tax ain't going to be too bad. It'll be about 10-15%, but whatever. At the end of the day, I just wanted to have that in the back pocket just in case, so I can run my business from a place of abundance, not scarcity.
That's good.
I knew that if everything went wrong, like I have that in the back. So like for me, in the first year or 2 of business, I'm like, that's super important because it allows you to make decisions that are smart and not based off of emotion, like what you're talking about. So like our thing, I'm like, dude, I got people coming at me every single week with, hey, do this multifamily deal with me, do this commercial deal with me, do this self-storage deal with me, do this laundromat. And it's just, dude, no, I'm going to keep my one thing and I'm going to buy companies that are going to be on top of what we do to help facilitate people. So that'll probably look like virtual assistant companies. It'll probably look like these media companies, digital companies, stuff like that will go alongside. It's the same thing. It's called vertical integration. I got a buddy that's going to be a billionaire from self-storage, and now he does development. And so he bought a development company, and then he bought a construction company, then he bought a garage door company, because guess who's buying the garage doors? Him for his units. Now he's doing software. So it's the same thing that you're doing. So if what people are listening, if they could take something away, it's pick your thing, pick the flag that you want to plant, and then look around for other companies to absorb that are going to be within that. And you're doing it through mergers and acquisition, and you're doing it through vertical integration. Now, I want to hit on something real quick, because some people may be listening to this and they may be thinking, how the heck do I compete with somebody like Luke? This guy knows what he's talking about. He's been in there 10, 20, 30 years. The answer is you won't, and you can't. So what you do is you go, if you're new to laundromats, you go to a Luke. You go to either Luke directly or you find someone like him, and you hitch your wagon to them. That's how you get started. Can you talk a little bit about that process?
Yeah, and thankfully for you out there listening, our industry is so underserved. So we've definitely made a improvement over the last decade, but there's still zombies that communities have to go to because they have to go to it. And we're trying to make it to where they have a choice to choose a better facility. So there is, thankfully for you guys, you don't have to try to compete with My Laundries or anyone else who's doing it really well. If you find somebody doing it well in your market, say, man, I love what you're doing. I'm looking to get into the industry. And they may shun you, but at the end of the day, let them know, I'm not looking to be in your territory. Don't go within 4 or 5 miles of them, and they will likely not go within 4 or 5 miles of you.